Hi and welcome back. It's me, Mrs. Davis. Today we are going to be looking at a couple of activities that are going to help our students with decoding and encoding. The first activity that we're going to look at today is a decoding activity, and this is going to help the students have an ability to see the letters in the word and to convert the word into speech. And we're going to use an activity that I found on Teachers Pay Teachers by Rach BCBA, and we're going to give credit where credit is due, so I'm really appreciative of having this activity. And we are going to decode a riddle. Now what she has done is she has included a code that we're going to crack, and this is really going to help students to understand that decoding is cracking the code and helping us read. And so we're going to use the alphabet code that we have here, and we're going to match that with the symbols on the page to help us decode. And once we have the letters matched up, then we're going to decode the word. And this is going to help students to understand that reading is cracking a code, and it's going to be a fun, engaging activity for them to do that with. So I am going to leave our code right here for us to see, and then we have our first riddle. Can you decode this riddle? What is easy to get into and hard to get out of? Our first picture that we're going to match is a key. So we know that the first letter is T. The next image that we have is a metal. So the next word is, or the next letter is R. Then we have a little bluebird. We're going to find our little bluebird, and we have O. Then we have a dinosaur, so we're going to find our dinosaur and have a U. We're going to find the flamingo next. The flamingo is our B. And so then we're going to find our Easter egg. That's going to be an L. And the last one is a pink rose, which is an E. And we will write that down, and then the student has the answer to the riddle, but they still need to decode it. So they're going to use their decoding skills. Trouble. So the answer to the riddle is, what is easy to get into and hard to get out of? Trouble. And kids should be able to understand that pretty well, but adults have that problem as well. Let's look at our next riddle. How much is a skunk worth? So we're going to use our code to crack the riddle. We've got a bluebird, so we have the letter O. Then we have a puppy dog, the letter N. We have our pink rose, the letter E. We have binoculars, which are going to give us S. A popsicle, which is going to give us the letter C. We have a pink rose again, the letter E. The puppy dog again, the letter N. And then our last letter is T. So how much is a skunk worth? It's worth 1 cent, which is a play on words, and it can help students understand that cent, C-E-N-T, and cent, S-C-E-N-T, are pronounced the same, but they have different meanings. One is a type of money, like a cent, a penny, and one is a smell or an aroma, and this can help with students' vocabulary knowledge as well. All right, so that is our demonstration of our decoding activity. Next, we are going to do our encoding activity. So for our encoding skill and activity, we really want our students to be able to hear, say, and write the word. And in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at CVCE words, and they're going to map it and write it. Also got this off of Teachers Pay Teachers, and this is by the Simply Science of Reading. So if you need to locate this to help you. So they're going to have images such as this one here. They're going to look at the image, they're going to name what the image is, then they're going to map out the sounds, and they are going to encode or write the word. So the first one, we know that these are A consonant E words. So the first picture that it's pointing to, it is a vase. So your students would then use their manipulatives to slide in for the sounds, which I've got this placed up here so I can demonstrate, and they will not stick, but you can understand how they will slide them in. So if we're mapping out the sounds, we have ace, ace, vase. So then they would have mapped out the sounds. Now they're going to write it, and they're going to go a, s. And they know that because the A says its name, then there is going to be an E, silent E on the end. The next one we have a picture of is tape. So they would use their manipulatives again to map it out. Ape, ape. So they know there are 3 sounds, and they also will then use those sounds to encode their word. Ape. And they know that because the A says its name, that there is a silent E at the end. Well, let's look at some other words that are not A consonant E words. Let's look at some I consonant E words. So the students would then look at the image, and they know that this is an image of the number 5. So they would map out their sounds. I've. So they know there are 3 sounds in the word 5. And then they would take their sounds to encode their word. I. And because the I says its name, they're going to put the silent E at the end of the word. I've. Let's look at the next one. File. I'll. I'll. So they know there are 3 sounds in that word, and they're going to use their phonemic awareness skills to take their sounds and form a word. I'll. And they know because the I says its name that they have a silent E at the end. And let's look at one more example. Since we have done A-E words and we've done I-E words, let's look at O-E words, or O consonant E. So here we have O consonant E words. And so we have a picture of a cone. And so the children can see that it's a cone, and they can map out their sounds with their manipulatives. Again, this would be with it on the table, but as I'm doing it here to demonstrate, you can see k, o, n, k, o, n. So they've mapped out that they have 3 sounds. Then they're going to use their phonemic awareness skills to encode the word. K, o, n. And since the O says its name, they know that there is a silent E at the end. Again, we'll do one more, nose. And so they would take their manipulative, os, os. So then they would they've mapped it out, and now they're going to write it, os, with the silent E at the end because the O says its name. So these are just 2 helpful activities that will help students develop their abilities in decoding and encoding. If you have any other activity suggestions you would like to send me, I look forward to seeing that and hope you have a great day. Thank you so much.